Mărfuri europene pe piața indiană, o piață agricolă esențială, este ceea ce urmărește Uniunea Europeană să deschidă și este vorba de cea a Indiei. Negocierile sunt în impas. India își dă seama că sectorul lor agricol ar putea fi devastat dacă produse europene de calitate și competitive ar invada piața proprie. Pentru europeni ar fi o oportunitate istorică și implicit pentru mediul de business din industria agricolă și de hrană europeană. România nu știu dacă are ambiții să pătrundă pe o piață indiană cum este aceasta, dar pentru lucrul acesta este emisiunea AgroJurnal să vină cu idei de business care să deschidă și oportunități. Între timp însă deschiderea de noi piețe se dovedește a fi o misiune destul de anevoioasă. Negocierile dintre Uniunea Europeană și India sunt în plină desfășurare, iar ambițiile europene sunt de a finaliza acordul comercial până la finele anului. Dar a convinge New Delhi să-și deschidă piețele agricole nu va fi ușor. Pe măsură ce Comisia Europeană accelerează acordurile comerciale pe fondul incertitudinii geopolitice tot mai mari, asigurarea unui acord cu India, care găzduiește 18% din populația lumii, a devenit o prioritate de vârf. În fața provocărilor tarifare pe care le anunță președintele Trump, Uniunea Europeană deschide cu viteză fronturi noi comerciale.
Negotiating very intensely with India. We've been there, the whole college, with our president last week, and as you know, Prime Minister Modi and President Ursula von der Leyen gave us quite firm deadline. They would like to see free trade agreement before the end of the year. In a few moments, I'm going to talk to my Thailand counterpart. We are negotiating intensely with Indonesia, with Malaysia, with the Philippines, and I had very constructive discussions with GCC Secretary General, with the Trade Minister of Saudi Arabia, and with the Trade Minister of the UAE.
Cererea Uniunii Europene de acces pe piața indiană pentru alimentele sale tradiționale, inclusiv diferite tipuri de brânză, ar putea crea provocări semnificative pentru industria produselor lactate din India, aflată la început de drum. În timp ce India este o piață foarte promițătoare, cea mai mare din lume după China, ea rămâne în mare parte inaccesibilă din cauza tarifelor de import actuale și de 150%, de exemplu, la spirtoase. Un astfel de acord Uniunea Europeană-India ar aduce industria zahărului european însă la sapă de lemn, avertizează fermierii și procesatorii. India este unul dintre cei mai mari producători de zahăr alb din lume, iar importurile din această materie primă în Uniune ar face producția de zahăr din Europa total nesustenabilă economic. Prețul zahărului european a scăzut cu 35% într-un an, iar din 2017 câte 2 fabrici de zahăr în Uniune s-au închis anual. Ar putea fi și oportunități, astfel de acorduri pe care Uniunea Europeană dorește să le deschidă. Ați văzut cu multe țări. Discutăm despre cum am putea face ca agricultura să rămână un business profitabil cu Victor Negrescu, vicepreședinte al Parlamentului European, și Herbert Dorfman, membru al Comisiei pentru Agricultură din Parlamentul European de asemenea. Welcome, gentlemen, to the AgroJurnal. Mr. Negrescu, we talk about opportunities in these agreements as well, not only some rules for the farmers and the farmers on protests on streets.
Yes, it's important to look at all the details related to those trade agreements that the European Union has signed with different partners. And of course, you have to look at the challenges, but also you have to look at the opportunities. And indeed, they open new markets, especially if we refer to the trade agreement with India. We can see there that there are a lot of opportunities for European farmers, but for the entire industry to try to get access to that respective market that offers a lot of potential. We speak about more consumers, but also a very diverse group of consumers, people that actually need better access to the goods that Europe has to offer. So therefore, what we need to do is to develop a strategy, and we already talked about that, about this need for the Commission to better inform farmers and local industries about the potential offered by these trade agreements, and also support them in getting access to those respective markets. Because what usually happens is that we sign those trade agreements, we have some big companies that take advantage of that opportunity, but small and medium-sized companies are not actively involved. So we need to create missions of our farmers, of our agricultural industries, in our partner countries, in India in this case, and help them promote themselves over there, get access to the market. So therefore, we also take advantage as a whole of those trade agreements and create this feeling among all farmers that they can actually get access to those new opportunities.
And maybe this is the role of the members of the Agriculture Commission committee to make some opportunities for the small farmers, not only the big farmers in the EU, to access these markets. No?
Yes, indeed. I think overall, and I fully agree with my colleague, even in these days where globalization and international markets are under threat, we should go on to believe in international trade. And I think especially for agricultural products and food from Europe, this is extremely important. We are the biggest food exporter in the world. We sometimes forget how important food industry is for Europe. Is by far the biggest industry. So producing food in Europe, in terms of job, in terms of value, is much more important than cars or machinery or other things. And this we should never forget.
Maybe the Romanian farmers should be stimulated to go outside the country because you have a good products as well.
A lot of work is being done in the Agriculture Committee, and I praise the work of my colleagues in the Agriculture Committee. But I think we need to look at agriculture and the food industry beyond agriculture itself. We need an integrative, complex perspective on the topic. This is crucial. Farmers are really strong. They've shown us that during their protest, but it's up to us to give a proper answer, making sure that this industry is an industry of the future, and we need to work together on that.
For the conclusions, we talk about the vision of agriculture. The document is today discussed here in the European Parliament. So we have the vision for the next years, maybe for agriculture, European agriculture.
First of all, of course, we need to look at the subsidies and how we are doing that, making them more effective and I would say fair. In the same time, I think we have to understand the complexity of the food market. And there are a lot of things to look at, and there are some of them underlined in the document. And I believe we should emphasize that even more in the future. How to make sure we still have skilled people working in this sector. How to make sure that we are developing the respective technology and increase our productivity. How to make sure that we are protecting our lands, because, you know, we need to take care of the land in order to have strong farmers, a strong
Good
agriculture.
production. Agriculture can mean the social peace for every country in this globe. So agriculture is very important, which is the hottest point in this vision of agriculture in the next year.
Unfortunately, in these complicated times in which we are, we had to understand that food security is not forgiven, is not logic in Europe. We didn't think about this for decades. It was normal to have enough food. Now we see that it is a challenge. We have 450 million people on this continent, and they have the right to eat every day. Also the people who have a lower income. And we saw with the inflation of the last years that this is not so easy. And at the same time, we understood, unfortunately, also here that we need to have a look at security. And I think food security is also a question of overall security, of independence from others. And therefore, I think agriculture and food today has a completely different status level of consideration, also the political level, as it had for 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And I think this is a good basis for the debate. We need to produce, we need to be sustainable, and we need to produce high-value products.
Thank you for this interesting discussion.